When I got arrested, it was on a prostitution charge. At that time, I was sleeping on a cardboard box in Kensington. My bail was $100. I called my family like, please don't pay my bail. For me, it was like instant death to put me back out on the streets. So I'm talking to their social worker and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna end up right back here very shortly, or I'm gonna die before I can make it to help. Like, put me somewhere.
Forward movement is no other options, gang. And we got everything we need to make it. We are so intelligent. We are so creative. And that's the type of mindset I want us to have. I like to think of Why Not Prosper as that bridge from prison to successful living. The women need bank accounts. The women need to get their records cleaned up. A woman needs their mental health to be stable. A woman needs their trauma to be stable. So we make sure the women have all of those needs met. I teach my staff that we're going to love them back to life, all right? We're overcomers. We're resilient. You know, we're fighters. That's my song. Come on. Just get on down, get on down, get on down. I started making bad decisions early on. I was abused as a child. I kept a secret. I didn't tell anyone, thus leading me to drugs and alcohol, then to prison. And so prison was the worst thing, but the best thing, because it was in prison that I found God. It was in prison that I started to look at myself. As I was re-entering society, I ran into barrier after barrier after barrier. I remember losing my kids and going to court to get them back, and I could not. I remember going for funding and they told me I wasn't going to get none. I remember applying to go to school to be licensed, and because of my convictions, they said no. I stayed the course. Most of my life I was a hustler. Most of my life I was just trying to make it happen. And the most profound thing is that I'm still doing those things, but only I'm doing it for good, and I'm doing it for God.
God, grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not ours, be done. Amen.
My life before finding Why Not Prosper was filled with alcohol, drugs, prostitution, many stints of incarceration, just a bunch of chaos. And all that was fueled by the trauma that I had incurred at 12 years old, being sexually molested by my mom's boyfriend. You know, I could never break the cycle of recidivism until 4 years ago. That's because I started doing the work internally, start healing and recognizing, hey, okay, I didn't wake up and say one day I want to be an addict. I didn't wake up and say, oh, I'm going to go get some handcuffs. No, it's trauma, it's mental health. And so now with that information that I'm absorbing, I can pass it on and say, sister, it ain't you.
A lot of times women get stuck in a dark place. There's so much rejection and it just piles up. The trauma of it all has them frozen. Once we actually deal with the self-awareness and self-worth, that becomes like a routine.
Dr. Webb, are you ready to make a presentation or show up?
It starts this awakening of the woman that they would like to be, and the prospering begins.
It's hard cleaning up the wreckage of your past, and I had a lot to clean up, but I just keep moving forward. The program provided that safe haven. I didn't have to think about where I was going to go, what I was going to eat, whether or not I'm going to have my basic necessities met. I didn't have to go trick on the streets to make sure I had some sneakers. All these things that people might think is small is like really huge in the beginning part of your recovery process.
I give you another one better yet, and I truly understand in cause and effect that a lot of times is what we put in is what we get out. See, you got to know yourself without a shadow of a doubt instead of sitting there trying to figure out what life is all about. Straighten up that crown and walk into your greatness, yet always stay humble and patient, a masterpiece in the making. And remember, life is what you make it. And sometimes
we come in here broken. We come in here like not trusting. So we don't know how to receive love because what we thought was love was really injuring us. It wasn't until, I don't know, a light bulb clicked for me my second year into being here. And it was also Reverend Michelle seeing something in me that I couldn't see in myself.
I just challenged her, I stretched her and asked her to just give me a chance, right? And as she began to complete her first year of recovery, I said, okay, what you gonna do next?
And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she was like, go to school. And I'm like, go to college at 55, 56 years old? No, you're crazy. Lo and behold, Harcum College, associate's degree, December 2020.
Never say die. It get hard sometimes, but never say die. Hey, the blackness.
Those connections and those supports that I got here, it definitely was the saving grace of who I am today.
Y'all want some soup? We got some soup left. April. Yes, ma'am.
From the start of coming here, I've always had that spirit of giving and wanting to reach back. So in 2017, I launched my own project, which I'm turning into a nonprofit now. It's called Caring Helpful Hands. I offer a hand wherever it's needed. There's always been a stranger in my life that blessed me if I was hungry or if I needed something. And that's what humanity is about to me.
Because if you have the faith and the strength, there's nothing you can't achieve. And when you get it and you got it, you help your fellow brother. This world could be a better place if we just help each other. I'm tired of walking down the street seeing homeless people trying to eat, but the next person can afford $200 shoes on their feet.
We are not our past mistakes, man. We deserve to show our worth, and we deserve the help and support and the love. You know, when you lock up women, you lock up the hope of a community.
To be here in this neighborhood, to have my organization here, I get friends I grew up with from 3rd and 4th grade, and they remember me standing on the corner with my hood on my head getting in trouble. And now they ride past and see my name outside on the wall, right? I kept these doors of Why Not Prosper open for 20 good years. Sometimes it was just me and the Lord. Sometimes I didn't have any money. I just knew that I wanted to be supportive to other people. And while I was supporting them, I was supporting myself.
Heavenly Father, we thank you.
I see the ladies come in broken, bent over, hopeless, helpless, and be able to see them rise up keeps me on the front line, keeps me encouraged, keeps me wanting to keep the doors open for those ones that may need it in the future.
For the throne is right there, so stop settling for these chairs. Let's straighten up the crown and bask in the truth of it all. Remember, like David and Goliath, even giants fall.